This summer, one man needs to defeat a great evil, but he's gonna need a little help. Man Manson, and I need something a little bit more epic than just Alec.
I'm not very epic. That's unfortunate.
Not Epic Man in GoofBallz. Rated R starts Friday, or whenever this comes out.
Probably Tuesday.
Probably like a Thursday or something. I don't know. But it's us. Wow, I saw it a lot. I think this thing is lying to me. The readout was like, whatever. I'm Man Manson. I finally decided to split Man Manson and Fake Namerson into two people. So Man Manson is the guy in the scene. Fake Namerson is the guy behind the curtain. He's still the audio engineer. And then we have not Epic Man himself.
Oh.
Alec, he's back.
After 7 years.
Yes, it has been exactly 7 years.
7 years and, I don't know, 2 hours probably?
Just about, yeah. He's been at Camp 7 year. And now you know how long it's taken to edit these podcasts.
Accurate.
I've been trying to plan this for like a week or so.
Honestly, probably longer.
Yeah, it's
been at least 2.
Alright. You have topics.
I have topics.
You did bring the topics.
I have college topics.
You brought the topics. Let me hear them.
Including how this college is impressively dumb still.
We're going to have to refrain from mentioning the name, so we should come up with a fake name. What fictional college do we go to?
I can just name it the college and we'll be fine.
The college. We go to the college?
The college.
Yeah. The College of Wizards of Waverly Place. You remember that show?
That's copyrighted.
Not anymore.
I don't know about that one. I can't help but to feel like you're wrong.
Sue me.
Who cares?
They never went to college. They were in high school, I think. I forgot.
Didn't the oldest one go to, college?
It's been so long since I watched that show.
I never watched it. I just remember their faces.
I forgot what I remember.
Mention the file.
We're off to a great start. Alright, we go to college, the only college in this world. What about the college?
Alright, so I don't know what their hiring business is, but they hire a lot of forgetful people.
Oh, okay.
So I'm assuming that the health and wellness class that you're forced to take for a lot of these majors, it used to be a 16-week. I mean, I have to guess, because that's about how many chapters they assign you. All right. So about 1 chapter a week, nothing too crazy. It's been turned into an 8-week class, still going over the same amount of content.
To a short time frame.
Yeah, which isn't a problem. Until the teacher figured out to change the final test due date and half the class didn't do it because they thought they had a month and a half. So the only reason I know my grade ahead of time was because he forgot to adjust the due date, half the class didn't do it, and half the class suddenly had low D's. I did mine.
I mean, at that point, do you just consider half the class is in danger of failing? First off, that seems to be a failure on your part, Mr. Teacher, that works at the college. Second...
In fairness, it's an online class.
Oh. Second, at that point, do you just, go back to the original? I mean... No,
he's just I'll open up the last final test. Because most people had everything else done, and admittedly, I'm probably exaggerating with how much of an effect it had.
Oh, okay.
We were never given how much the final test weighed, if it did it or if it was just points. All I do know is I got an A at the end of the day. And it's better to have an A at the end of the day than it is to have an F.
Yo, I go to this one class at the college. First off, the teacher is only there like half the time. I don't know if you've met this teacher. It's either
we're talking.
it's in the Western. It's in that building with the star in the direction that's not east.
You mean the CT building?
Yes, that one.
You are really bad at covering your Jesus. It's the CT building.
Okay.
The career in technology. Education.
You know, now that I think about it, even the previous name wouldn't actually give away our location because I could be anywhere.
Probably not. There's probably a lot of those around. I don't know for sure, but
It's in the Eastern Moon building. There it is.
I'm judging your fake names.
Take it up with Fake Namerson.
I'm writing my report right now.
Yeah, the teacher's only there like half the time. He's either like always on like jury duty or on some like meeting or a doctor's appointment. Also, when we actually go to class, about maybe 10% of the time we actually do some work, and then 90% of the time he's telling us stories. I don't know.
I'm fairly sure I know who you're talking about.
You probably do. I think there's only one teacher like that.
There's like 4 teachers total in that entire building. And I know for sure it ain't 2 of them. Actually, I can only say for sure about one of them, but still.
I remember, I actually thought about it today, like, man, we don't do much in this class. We do have like some online stuff to do, but that's fairly easy.
Sure.
And even then there's no like due date, so theoretically I could just like turn everything in at the very last day of class and still pass.
Hey, that was me in my networking class.
That was also me in my networking class. So we're probably thinking of the same teacher.
I got a D.
Oh, I got a D.
Oh.
But
Oh no.
well, I only did like half of them anyway. Even though
See that now that'll do it. I did 3/4 of them.
I remember thinking like, man, I don't do much in this class, but at the same time, I don't think I would ever want that to change. Even then I only show up to the class like half the time. I mean, it's the earliest class I have. It's 9 o'clock, so it's not that big a deal. I probably could just get up and go to it if I wanted to.
Who does that?
But like sometimes I'm like, no, here's the worst part. I'll wake up at like, oh wait, no, it's not a 9 o'clock class. It's an 11 o'clock class, which is even worse.
Now you're just incriminating yourself.
I will wake up at 9 o'clock, be like, oh, this is perfect. I can get ready and go to that class that I haven't been to in about a week.
Right.
And then like the time, it'll get close to like 10:30, and I'll be like, Sleepy Time Junction.
What is that?
I think it's even more fun because I'll set an alarm for my 1 o'clock class to make sure I wake up so I can go to that.
What are you doing sleep until 1? I'm sorry, I stay up till 4 and I still wake up before 1. Not much before, but before.
I think another problem is that like the 1 o'clock class, I'm actually, 4 absences away from failing the class outright because you actually have to attend the class to get like a participation grade.
Right.
Whereas the other one you don't have to. Also, the teacher is like cool as fuck. So, I forgot what the point of that story was. I'm very sorry.
Talking about bad going to school, man. I have perfect attendance.
You know what? You can take your perfect attendance and shove it up Jaden's shirt.
I'll shove it up my nice grades. Grades that aren't good enough for my grandparents, but grades nonetheless.
That's weird to me. You should... Can you describe whatever it is that you do, or whatever is going on, with you and your grandparents? We've been trying to do this podcast for like a week now, but every time we want to, I get this message like, my grandparents want me on this farm to do work.
See, I think that was the first time, and they did. And then last time, they're like, oh, we're going to start. It'll take 20 minutes. It was 3 hours. Because, if it had
20
been...
country minutes.
If it had been a normal trip to the store, I would have been back maybe a couple minutes late. But I came home about 30:34. That's not what I wanted.
Mm.
That's not what we wanted at all.
That's not what we planned for.
He was like, you messaged me, he's like, hey, can we move to this time? I'm like, I'm still out here.
Oh.
Admittedly, you had messaged me on the latter half of the journey, but still. That's still another 30 to 40 minutes.
Mm. Alright. Any other, the college topic?
Let me brain blast here.
Brain blast.
Really, nothing interesting happens at the college. Just really nothing interesting does.
Do you have a dorm at the college?
No, I live here, so.
Oh. I think all the interesting stuff happens if you have a dorm there.
Oh,
from whatever.
Because you're then around kids your age, perpetually, who are all sleep deprived, and some of them probably on drugs. Nah, allegedly on drugs. I'm covering my ass with journalistic terms.
Can't have you generalizing on this podcast. We have a reputation to
You
hold.
can have me generalizing it allegedly. You can't stick me for this. I said allegedly. That's what I learned in my journalism class.
We're going to shift gears a bit.
Alright. I'm listening.
I don't know which one I want to start with.
So we're shifting to break.
We're shifting to Crash, actually.
Oh no.
I didn't know that was a setting on the car, but...
That seems a very ill-advised setting.
Only uses in emergencies.
Only used in case of problem crash.
How... Actually, no, you are a PC gamer, I think, right?
I play on both. Literally, I spend about 50-50.
Alright. I guess I probably would too if I had more than one console. Steam versus Epic. First off, which side are you on?
Now, what if I told you I only know the bare minimum about what you're talking about?
Alright, so...
Well, what I do know is apparently Epic's opening up their own game store and game thing.
They have opened up their own game store.
And that gives more of a cut to creators.
It does. It does quite a bit.
And some people, I think, originally thought that it might actually be a competitor to Steam.
It is, actually. Currently.
Currently, yeah. I don't think it'll last. Don't get me wrong. Steam is hot trash in a lot of departments, but it also has a lot more of a cushion.
I think one of the biggest reasons that people are upset is the controversy surrounding Metro Exodus. Did you hear about it?
If I remember right, Metro was yoinked off of Steam.
Yes.
I forget why. Was it because of a Steam thing, or was it because...
The publisher...
Did the publisher just yoink it off themselves?
Yeah, and they... Because I guess they had some deal with Epic.
And then everyone who pre-ordered on Steam was furious?
Yeah. They still got the game on Steam, if they pre-ordered, but they essentially cut off pre-orders. And they're not selling it on Steam for, regular order, I guess, for another year.
Why though?
Because
It's
deals,
dumb.
money. The moolah,
The
that-
mechanical piece of
that
money.
green stuff,
The green stuff.
that other green stuff.
No, wait a minute. See, now you're alleging things.
I'm talking about the green stuff
You
with.
mean broccoli?
Well, now I do. The green stuff with the Benjamins in the. I don't know my precedents. I need to go to the college.
You need to take a civics class. Well, that's okay, because so do I, because I also don't know who's on what bill. Alright, let's find out.
Okay, there's George Washington. I know Benjamin. Andrew Jackson?
Got George.
Okay, there's George. Oh, he's pulling out bills, by the way.
We go.
Alright, that's Jackson. That's Andrew Jackson. On the 20.
Do you have any other types of bills?
Let's see. Who
No.
is on the $5? Is that Abraham Lincoln? On the 5?
I don't know. We have a $5 bill.
I have bills. Alright, on the 10 is. I forgot his name completely. I think it says it at the bottom. But I don't want to. Okay, yes, I was right. Abraham Lincoln is on the 5.
And that's our boy Alexander Hamilton.
Yes, there it is. Alright. I think there's a $50 bill too, but
Of course, it's a $50 bill.
no one uses them anyway, so.
Everyone uses 20s.
Everyone, especially here, everyone either uses 100s or 20s.
Or
No
on the rare
50.
occasion, ones.
Yeah.
But never anything in between.
Nope.
Like, I know I fall for it because I have only 1s and 20s on this bill phone. Also, look at me, I'm old, I'm calling it a billfold. Most people say, well, no,
Thank you for bearing with us while we learned our presidents. I'm very sorry.
Hamilton wasn't even a president.
Wait, was it? Oh yeah, huh?
No, he wasn't. He was a founding father, make no mistake.
Yeah, huh?
But he was no president. I don't
I
think.
probably would have learned that had I went to the college.
I probably would have learned that had I paid attention in college. Good grades and paying attention are not one and the same.
Alright. I believe we were talking about like Steam and Epic. So Metro gets yanked off of Steam. It's gonna take another year if you didn't pre-order it to get there.
Mhm.
What I find super fascinating about this issue is that for a while everyone was wanting a competitor to Steam
Mhm.
because Steam sucks, it's terrible. We need competition is healthy, and then competition happens. They're like, well, okay, but Steam has all this.
Not
And-
that competition.
It's no, they're competing, but they're not competing the way they want them to.
Abort.
Because Epic doesn't have a lot of features that Steam has. But kind of understandable, but at the same time,
People underestimate how good Steam. They're so used to Steam, they only see the bad.
yeah. Now they actually appreciate Steam. I think what's worse too is that the only reason people are using Epic and paying Epic any attention is because they want Steam to be better. Whereas
As soon as
Epic got into this game to succeed, not to boost some other dude.
It's like, I came here to win. No, you're supporting our winner. Denied.
I think the idea that they have to compete the way that people want them to is absurd.
It is absurd.
People are whiny babies.
Absolutely, they are. But they're also the consumers. They're buying. You're not winning this one. It's a problem every business faces.
Is that to say that all consumers are whiny babies?
Yes.
Yeah.
At some point, every consumer shall become a whiny baby.
Alright. Before I jump into something, anything you want to mention?
I can't think of anything.
Alright. Actually, let me look for something. You ready to get serious?
call me curious?
Your opinion on the current, what do I call it? I think it arose somewhat because of cancel culture. It's things like the Kevin Hart situation and forgot his name. Liam Neeson?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mostly Twitter.
Hold on, let me go find out what we're on about and we'll find out how I feel about it.
Should we just turn this into like a news show? We ought to do that sometime, actually.
Kevin Hart?
Controversy, I guess. Bam. Alec, you got the floor. What's your thoughts? Give me the Kevin Hart first.
Alright, the Kevin Hart thing. Alright, so, from what I understand about the situation,
okay,
Kevin Hart did a bad tasting joke about 2009, 2011.
Yeah.
Around that area is the first time he used it.
8 years ago.
Yeah, he's a long time ago. We'll back more on that point in a minute.
Yeah.
Then about, 2015 he references it in a movie of Get Hard, wasn't?
Think so, yeah.
And then, he said that he was to host the Oscars. Everyone's like, oh, he's homophobic. For shit he posted 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a comedy sketch, nonetheless.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you serious? Look, if he had said this shit, 2 months ago, I'd be like, alright, you know what?
Yeah.
I get it.
You have an argument there.
Yeah, you got an argument. I'll be like, alright, you know what? That's bad taste. But that was 8 years ago. Or if you want to be a little bit harder off it, 4 years ago. In a comedy sketch. Which, again, it was a bad tasting joke. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm even willing to admit that joke was in bad taste. From what I've read about the joke. It was in bad taste. It's fine. He never did it again. Well, he did it once, but that was once in 8 years. Would he do it again today? No, and he apologized. There. That should be the end of it. But people keep going.
Liam Neeson.
Oh, Liam Neeson has me heated. Right.
It had me heated too, actually.
It has me heated more than the Kevin Hart thing. The Kevin Hart thing, it's 8 years. That's at least somewhat justifiable compared. He should have admits. It's okay, remember Liam Neeson's girlfriend got, raped by a black guy.
Yeah.
And she didn't know who it was. So Liam Neeson, how old would he have been at that point?
I have no idea how the...
We're going to look at how old Liam Neeson is and go from there. Age. Not college, age, please.
Oh, did he go to the college too?
He did. 66. So he would have been in his mid-20s then. Mid-20s, he was infuriated. He even went and got help. Went to priest. And it's true. It was fucked up. He admits that.
Yeah.
But nothing ever came of it either. Sure, the intent was malicious.
Yeah.
But that was 40 years ago. In an isolated incident. And people are still, you're racist.
I think
if a white guy hopped on someone I was, a big fan of, friend of, and did that shit, I'd go after people too. Maybe not to such an extent, I'll be honest. It was a little extreme. But even then, as far as I could read, I'm gonna read again just so I don't be made a fool by not actually having all my information from Vox. Because, he even says it wouldn't have mattered what, color or creed he was. He'd have fought someone because of it. And it's only because the perpetrator was
black.
Yeah. The reason it has me heated is because it was 40 years ago. Now, if this shit was 10 years ago, we'd have a different story.
I don't know, because I remember seeing the actual footage of him explaining it, so I have no idea what Vox posted. But what has me the most upset about this is that he was telling the story to make a point. And that point was, you can't let yourself get so wrapped up in, like, anger that you'd go do something like this. He was coming out and admitting that he was wrong before. And that's something that takes courage to do. He came out and admitted he was wrong. I mean, he's already gone through, like, the steps to rectify himself of that. But he was like, you know what, I was wrong. Don't, guys, if you feel like this, don't do this.
It's a bad concept.
He's, in my eyes, he's already been redeemed. First off, he didn't actually do anything. And he apologized for him thinking of doing something. But people are still mad about it. Because he thought of it. He was thinking. It's like that fucking comic panel. You look like you're thinking about committing a crime.
Denied. Illegal. Denied.
I bring all this up to make a point and ask you a question. We're currently in the middle of just a bunch of people getting, like, things they said like 7, 8, 9 years ago brought back up, and then people using that as justification to cancel them. We're in the middle of cancel culture. First off, well, I guess I know your opinions on cancel culture at this point. What do you think got us to this point?
I almost want to call the Fifth Amendment because anything I'd say would make me feel criminal, but let's start. A lot of it is a lot of the people today are a lot. They're more concerned with the human side of things than anything else, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Make no mistake. However, you shouldn't cancel. Everyone's cancel happy because it doesn't matter if you cancel something, it won't come out. But I can't imagine the money lost.
People are getting offended on other people's behalf. And that's weird.
In key, this Kevin Hart thing is the perfect example of what I hate about it.
Yeah.
They like, it'd be one thing if he said something homophobic, and then they brought up the previous history.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Like, if they did that, they're like, look, he's been homophobic, he's still homophobic, we don't want him hosting that. I'd be like, you know what? You have a point there, you have a case, it's fine. But in both of these cases...
There's another one I'm forgetting about, because I forget his name. The director for... I think it's the director for Guardians of the Galaxy?
James Gunn.
Yes.
That also had me heated.
Yeah.
Now, do I think some of the stuff he said was messed up, if I remember right? Yeah.
I mean...
That was also, 10 years ago?
In fact, it reminds me a lot of me and Jack Winters when we were doing gaming. That also got canceled, but for different reasons.
The hell? I hate everything about it. It makes me unironically
And what I find the most fascinating, it's gotten worse in the recent years. Specifically, when Trump announced he was running for president. The dude who was gonna make America not as PC?
That's because they're like, oh, Trump became president, so we have to prove him wrong. Now, again, I'd like to invoke the fifth part of the because that'll make me sound like an asshole, but I think it's true.
It's because of Trump that people are coming out of the woodworks now.
Yeah. I honestly think that's the case. It's the case. So, put in reference, right?
Yeah.
This is going to sound like it's not a part of the situation what it is. So, back in my high school civics class, right? I took a political quiz. The I side with one.
Mm-hmm.
And I had sided 70% with Trump. Whether or not I agreed on...
How dare you?
No, we'll get to how true that statement is. Hold on. I posted up on Facebook. Because, harmless, right?
How dare you?
No. So,
Facebook.
yeah, I got posted on Facebook. I'm like, hey, look, I did this, and this is.
You probably could. You probably wouldn't have been safe if you posted it on like your wall in your room. You'd get like pigeons coming through your window with hate messages.
It was like a 70% too. It wasn't like a 98% I agree with Trump either. And no, it was also
1% is enough. Cancel him.
And they were like, and you know, my mother in particular, she was like, so now I remember when you were nice and you're my liberal son. Like I was also never shown the other side of things. Now I can see both sides, and also so that's what being in North Dakota does to you, and shows what good your grandparents are worth. I'm like, all right, motherfucker, you calm down.
Mother. All right, motherfucker. Oh, okay.
My mother was just like, oh my god. And then my friends, you know, swoop in and are like, are you guys fucking serious? And they're like, yeah. And then, you know, after the fact, I get a PM from my uncle going, so you defend your friends and not us. So I was like, yeah, because they don't attack me for 70% of my policies fucking aligning Trump. And he blocked me for like a year. Now, mind you, we still don't agree on policies. But if anything else, I voted for Trump because of that situation. Not that I agreed with either of them, but I was going to vote.
I think... I never actually took that I side with quiz. I'd actually be interested to see where I fall. That being said, you provided an amazing segue into something else I wanted to talk about.
Oh boy.
I know.
What'd I segue into?
Along with like cancel culture, there's also this really big you have to pick a side culture going on.
Yeah, and
there's no like it's either you're this or you're that.
I got hot button opinions on that.
It's kind of hard to like align with anyone now because then you inherit whatever flawed ideals they have.
You're not a centrist because they'll find something you took a single side on for a single issue and go, no, you're a Republican or you're a Democrat.
I think, well, you know, I think we should increase. What was it? What I need something that I actually do. Let me spit my own political beliefs for a second. What is it? There was something I do align with the Republicans on. It was actually something pretty critical. Oh, we don't need a $15 minimum wage. But at the same time, I also think that women have the right to choose. Like an abortion.
Yeah, no.
So, which side am I on?
I don't get... Like, I am a man who looks at issues and goes, alright.
Let me get the truth, please.
I think this way, this way, and this way. So, like, you know, I don't think there should be a minimum wage. Well, I think there should be a minimum wage, it's not $15. Because minimum wage jobs aren't supposed to be worked to, you know, minimum wage jobs by fucking what they're meant to be are introductory jobs.
It needs to be increased. Because
I think like a $10 minimum wage is good, yeah. But here's what people don't realize. With the increase in minimum wage would be the increase in price of products.
Yes.
That won't work.
And the increase in labor costs, leading less people to get jobs.
And honestly, I think people will just have less money.
It's weird. Cause like,
it's not weird, it's economics.
I understand that, like, minimum wage does need to be raised, because someone made the point, nowhere in the country can minimum wage get you a life. You can't afford a house or any place to live on minimum wage anywhere. That's actually kind of sad, because that's kind of what minimum wage was supposed to be.
Right. It's like, I do think it needs to be raised, I just don't know by how much.
But like, well, okay, so you said you have some hot takes on side culture.
I do have some the hottest of takes.
Right, let me You know what? We do nothing but spit hot fire on this show.
So you know, as I talked about before, my mother is a hardcore liberal Democrat.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking, you know, she wants marijuana to be legal. She wants everything a liberal wants. And she's anti-Trump and all that jazz.
Hmm.
And she thinks, you know, all that business. And, you know, I'm just framing my opinion right now.
Hmm.
And, you know, I've have to deal with her basically toxic liberalism. And in my case, I haven't had to deal with really toxic republicanism. Now, that might be because I'm white and mildly okay at money.
That has 50% to do with it. I can tell you now.
I guarantee. But also, that should also make me safe from the liberal side of things. Being white, and I don't share my opinions on the internet.
Okay.
Like, I don't get into political debates on the internet because I find them useless. Because they are.
Yeah.
The only times I get into it with people on the internet is when they try to fight me, and that's a different story. So to frame it like that, I think the choose a side culture is stupid, and it's, to quote my grandfather, ruining our government. It is.
Everything is ruining our government.
I just think that choose a side culture is ruining our government. I'm going to be honest.
The government is ruining our government.
Accurate, yeah.
I remember back in my day when you just walked up to the president. That was back in the day of Andrew Jackson. I'm that old.
No, but it's stuff like that, fucking, where no one is willing to realize, hey, there's the middle of the aisle. No. Denied. No middle of the aisle.
No.
The middle of the aisle does not exist.
It's either 1 or 10. There's no numbers in between.
No, not at all. What's a 6? No? No 6.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Tomfoolery. Like, I know I'm about as moderate as they come. But at this point...
Oh, but you and I would be called fence riders, I believe it is.
What we'd be called... I'd be called a Republican.
Oh, yeah. I'd be a fence rider.
And with the certain opinions you share, you'd also probably be called a Republican.
Even with, like, my views on abortion?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, I have the same views. Basically, I'd like to have control over me, and I'd like other people to have control over them.
Mm-hmm.
Which make me that way. I'm trying to say a statement, and I can't do it now. Allow that to make me what it will. There you go. There we go. Done it. Took way too much.
I want to make a quick disclaimer. We're not high.
No, I'm just stupid. That's the real power of just being stupid.